The name is Jim, Juliet, India, Mike, and we're located near Louisville, Kentucky. Roger.
Roger. Well, hey, Jim. Nice. Thanks for chiming in. Kentucky. Wow, that's awesome. Man, it looks like Long Path is working. What's your setup over there?
We're running a Yaesu 990 into SB220, running right at a kilowatt on a dipole antenna running north and south. So hopefully we're radiating east and west. Roger.
Roger. Well, you must be. Fred, how are you copying Kentucky?
I've got him 7 over here in Buckeye, Arizona. Kilo 6 Hotel, Zulu Hotel. What was your call again there in Kentucky?
The call is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, KC9VKV, and we've been conducting pretty much a test on radiation between midnight and 3 o'clock on 80 meters to California. I'm using the San Francisco SDR as a return audio. Roger.
Roger. Oh, Roger. Yeah, all the guys. Yeah, I'm in Buckeye, Arizona here. I'm about 30 miles due west of Phoenix. And the guys I'm talking to all in California. So you made it to California.
Are you, Jim, are you not hearing us without the SDR?
Yes, I can copy, but the return is about 1 to 2 dB above my noise level. I'm not sure exactly why I'm making it to California as well as I am, but the return, I say, is about 1 to 2 dB above my noise level. We do run a Qso-Vlog. A Qso-Vlog on YouTube, and we are recording, and we have been recording for the past 3 or 4 nights this kind of exploration into California on 80 meters between midnight and 3 a.m. Roger?
Roger. Wow, you just peaked up to S9.
Roger. Well, we do quite often, I've noticed, be around a 9 or thereabouts, like I say, and I'm not sure why our transmission gets into California as well when the return is, like I say, just a dB or so above my noise level. That's why I'm using the San Francisco SDR. You got a perfect copy on that one, Roger.
That one, Roger. Yeah, well, now we know we're making it to San Francisco and to Kentucky. The call here is Whiskey 6, Alpha Echo Victor, and the name is Eric. Pleasure to meet you, Jim.
Roger, that was Frisco 6 Alpha Echo. What was the last?
Whiskey 6 Golf Echo Victor, over.
With Whiskey 6 Golf Alex X-ray, Roger.
Roger. Echo Victor, Golf Echo Victor.
Roger, Roger. Okay, got that. W6GEV. Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger. Roger, Roger, Roger.
And the name is?
If Jim, if you've got a lot of moisture or how the ground is there, because I know our buddy in Louisiana, no matter what band we're on, we can always hear him better than he has a hard time hearing us, and we hear him, we can hear him fine. And he's out there in the swampland, so he's just running a piece of wire and a few hundred watts, maybe 500 sometimes, but maybe it has to do with you guys got good ground over there. What do you think?
It could be, but I would think that usually I assume that the transmission is somewhat similar to the reception. The paths are very similar as far as if I'm running, like I say, a kilowatt, and if somebody's running a kilowatt in California, I should copy them probably as well as they copy me. Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger.
Yeah, you would think, but I don't know. It's always been the case talking to Ryan out there, AG4ME. It's always been the case we just don't make it as good as he makes it over here, and we're running, pretty much everybody's always comparable with, type of antenna and power. So, anyways, okay, well, I'll let her roll, and whoever else wants to pick Jim up there. Jim, so anyways, yeah, this is Bob. I'm in Corona, California. I'm just about, just a few miles away from ERICK there, GEV, so we're neighbors. And the call here is November 6th, Alpha Delta Alpha.
Roger that, roger that. Well, yeah, sure. Anybody else in California? This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor, Kilo Victor.
I'm not California, but I traveled there once. KE5GGY from Dallas.
Roger, Dallas.
Dallas. Wow, you're loud into California, Dallas.
Good morning from deep in the heart of Texas. KE5GGY. The name is Pete. Been enjoying the Qso. I'm also a big fan of Jim's Vlog Qsos. It's a pretty cool deal. If you haven't watched him on YouTube, it's actually pretty entertaining. And Jim, I've got to say, somewhat historic now that Art Bell passed. Your video Qso with him is a treasure. QSL.
Oh, roger that, roger that. I'm really sad for his passing. He is one of a kind, a broadcast icon, you know, for sure.
For sure. Roger that, yeah. And, Jim and I both come from the broadcasting industry. I'm active in the advertising industry down here in Dallas, but I'm a former broadcast guy. I shouldn't say former, because once you're in it, it stays in your blood. But Jim's a radio guy from up in Louisville, I believe. But anyway, I'll let you guys continue on. California's sounding very good into the Dallas area. You guys are 10 over 9. Jim, you blow in here like a bull in a china shop. You're about 20 over. But anyway, good morning from KE5GGY. Pete, Denton, Texas.
Roger, roger, Pete. Good to hear from you, sir. I got your email there a while back, and I do have a couple of things. One is about advertising agency called the Right Advertising Agency, which if you want to laugh, that's the one. Look under my comedy, and it's Right Advertising.
I'll have to search that. Is it currently available on your repository of content? I think you have a server YouTube all to yourself, don't you?
Roger, roger. Yeah. It's not on the Qso-Vlog page, but it's there's a go-to that goes to my homepage, which is Jim Fergusson's radio story, and on that one, if you go down, I'm not sure how many lines it is, but maybe 3 lines, 4 lines. There's the comedy, the best of comedy. Roger.
Roger. All right, I'll check that out. I'm just remembering. I watched several months ago your tour of your antenna farm there, and I found that very entertaining. You know, MacGyver and Rube Goldberg would all be would be proud of you. QSL.
Oh, Roger, I've got probably one of the only. It's a 27 element Yagi for 70 centimeters, but it's got a rope tied to each end of the boom, so I can kind of sail it like a ship, and I can adjust, hoist the mainsail and adjust the azimuth angle. Because I have, in back of me, I have a thing called the knobs, which is about 800-foot plateau of mountain that if I work that way, I have to at least come up to about 10 to 15 degrees up angle, because it's to get over it. Roger.
Roger. Roger that. Well, listen, I'll let you get back to the boys out there on the West Coast. But Jim, thanks for everything you're doing for Ham Radio. I think it's tremendous. And you guys are all sounding good. The band is pretty nice right now. It usually is late night for California. So anyway, if you guys would give me a signal report, I'd like to kind of hear how I'm getting out. This is a cage dipole at 50 feet here in the Denton, Texas area. I'm north of Dallas in Fort Worth. Radio is a 7300 ICOM. I'm using an SB220 with about a kilowatt. And I use the W2IHY 8-band EQ and EQ Plus. So that is the... And again, greetings and 7-3 from deep in the heart of Texas. This is KE5GGY. I'll shoot it back to you, Jim. 7-3 to everybody. And it's great to hear you guys on the air.
Roger, Roger. Pete, your audio is perfect. I wouldn't change a thing. Get the old duct tape out, man. The Gorilla Tape in this case, and seal it down because you got it absolutely perfect. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, and back to folks in California.
Roger. Pete, before you run, I just want to let you know I did 3 years worth of
nice to meet you.
summer training at TWU.
Log on my YouTube to the left of me right now on the laptop here, so I'll be definitely going through these. This is very interesting. I really like the concept here and see what's going on. Anyway, back to the guys over here. K68ZH.
Fresno, California?
No, yeah, really. And, Pete, you're 5'9" here in Buckeye, Arizona. Go ahead. Running a TS570 here, MLA 2500 amplifier through RG11 out to a 3-band maypole in the backyard. Back to you guys.
I had to run get a cup of coffee there for sure.
KI6OWL.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, you know, man, Dallas is booming in here. We got Kentucky out there. Maybe you want to let your buddy, you know, isn't he in Texas or something, or is it Oklahoma?
Who are you talking to?
Talking to Jeff, the owl.
I have a buddy.
Okay, a radio acquaintance.
What are you talking about? You talking about Sean over there in Oklahoma?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, I was just figuring that might be a good night for him to come out here.
Hey, I went to TWU.
It's just down the street from me. In fact, I'm looking at the towers right now out of my window.
Yeah, I did summer trainings for 3 years in a row with my industry. Went to TWU.
Yeah, lots of girls today. You were outnumbered there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Texas Women's University, for you guys who don't know what TWU is.
Yeah, they don't have a very good football team.
This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. What kind of power are you guys running out there now?
Oh, by the way, Pete, S9 in the NORCO, Southern Cal. Yeah, what kind of power am I running? I'm running about 600 watts.
Roger. Anybody else out there have a comment on power levels?
Corona Cal here, NC8, just whatever the AL811 does, so what's about peaking maybe 600 or so, whatever that amp does, and using just 30V for this band, so that's what we hear. Let's see here. How about, hey Jeff, WL, do you copy Jim out there in Kentucky?
Oh, yeah. Super microphone. Yeah, I can hear Jim. I'm running a Kenwood 570, an Ameritron 811, a G5RV inverted V, and I'm doing about 500 watts. Now, what is this microphone? I can't fit. It's a W30, what was it? WO something microphone, I forget it. I got it on eBay from some ham that lives in Atlanta. It's a condenser mic. So it seems to work. Anyways, that's what I'm running over here.
Roger, sounds good. Now, just out of curiosity, I'm going to drop down to 100 watts and see if you can still copy the mail. On 3, I'll drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is at 100 watts. We're running right at 100 watts right now, and now we're back up to a kilowatt. Roger.
When you turn the it off, Pete, Tim, when you turned it off, it disappeared to just about the noise floor, in and out.
Roger, just at the noise floor on 100 watts. Roger.
That's Roger.
Yep, you were just the words I was able to make out that you were saying, and the whole time you could tell there was somebody there, but it was very difficult to get a full sentence.
Roger, Roger. Okay, my SDR reception is getting a little choppy. I think it's my computer. I've got a kind of an age situation on this computer I'm using for SDR. So let me jump out for about a couple of minutes, and I'll see if I can reboot it, and I'll be back. Roger, Roger.
Roger.
Roger, Roger.
Well, I can hear Santa Barbara, KD6BIS, 250 watts.
Santa Barbara. I wish I was in Santa Barbara.
Too. Let's see. I don't know. I don't want to mess with it right now, but it's maybe doing. Let's see here. Well, 1.3 to 1.
Yeah, don't mess with it. We're not going to hear a difference. Yeah, no, that's great. Heck, so let's run 2 to 1, 2.5 to 1 on this band. Who cares, right? But man, great signal. So yeah, I was just wondering if you went through the tedious work and obviously run coax to it and sat there and trimmed it to get a good match at the back end. I did that on my loop when I had one, and it was a pain, but because I didn't want to run a tuner or anything. It was just specifically for 80 meters. So man, it sounds outstanding.
All right, yeah, this runs all the bands with a tuner, so I got about 98 feet of ladder line, and then a 4 to 1 balance going to some LMR 400 into the tuner.
Right on.
KC9VKV.
What was that?
Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. This is Jim in Louisville. We got our computer rebooted. You guys sound a whole lot better now than before. It gets into this kind of a staticky mode, and you just have to run knock everything off and run seat cleaner and come back with it, and it sounds like $1 million.
That's good. Is your name Jim?
That's a Roger.
Roger. All right, Jim, you got Alex here near Santa Barbara here, about 90 miles up the coast from Los Angeles there, Jim.
Roger, Roger. Alex, audio sounds beautiful. Absolutely pristine, beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah, okay, I'm running maybe 250 watts now. I kind of messed with the tuner, and it's not doing as much as it was, so. But, yeah, you're sounding good.
Roger, Roger. Now, how far are you from San Francisco?
About 300 miles, I would say.
Roger, sounds like we have somebody tuning on the frequency.
Alex, you're 20 over in Dallas. Oh, that's good. You're about 15 over maybe here?
Yeah, good morning. KE5GGY. Handle is Pete.
Yeah, okay, Pete. Very good. I was just talking to some guys down there and 3900 there, so. But, yeah, you're sounding good there, Pete.
Pete, don't forget, you're 2 hours ahead of us. It's still evening.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you guys haven't broken the plane yet, have you?
Yeah, it's still Sunday night here. Don't push it.
Yeah, you shouldn't feel guilty about being up. I should.
Yeah, we still got a couple, half hour basically only left, but yeah.
Yeah, Jim and I are crazy. You guys are just marginal.
I was going to check out my local receiver. You guys go ahead. Let me flip over to my local, and I'll see what it's doing right now.
Sounding good.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me some audio from California. Let me see how I'm receiving on my local antenna.
California, Whiskey 6, Golf Echo Victoria from NORCO, California, MC950, ALS 600. Did you copy, Jim?
Roger, I'm copying you better now. You're giving me about 4 dB over my noise level. I'm looking at the output of my Qso 990 on a VU meter, and your peaks are 4 dB above my noise. Pretty noisy, but I can copy you a lot better than usual, Roger.
Roger. Well, you're probably Q3 to Q4 on this end.
Roger, I went back to the SDR receiver. It, in making a Qso-Vlog, the audio direct would not be, very good for any period of time. But off the San Francisco, it's a whole lot cleaner. Roger.
Roger. Anybody else want to talk to Jim?
Jim, this is K687H in Buckeye, Arizona. Are you copying me on my Collins radio here? Go ahead.
I am. I'm copying you right through the inconsiderate tuner upper or whatever that is that's giving us a 1 KC birdie. Roger.
Okay, Roger.
I'm running a Qso 990. Is that what you're running there, Jim?
Yes, absolutely. It's a gift from my Elmer, for an enticement to get my general class license. He gave it to me as I was a technician, and I had no interest in getting my general. I was busy doing repeater DX on 2 meters for a couple of years, building Yagi antennas and all that stuff, and so he wanted me to get into HF, and so he gave me this radio and said, put it on your radio desk and look at it every day, and you will eventually decide to get your license. I said, nah, I'm going to be 2 meters for a long time yet. So it took me about 8 months of looking at that radio every day, and he was right. I finally had to get my general. Roger.
Yeah, it took me 20 years to get my general. Finally got it. So, yeah, I really like this radio. I mean, everyone likes the newer stuff, but I like it just because everything's right out front. So, nice big radio.
Oh, Roger, and it's stable as a rock. I mean, you set it on whatever frequency, 00000, and come back 2 weeks, and it will be 00000. That's the beautiful thing about that. And also, I just love the audio, the receive audio. I do run a couple of clicks to the right of flat as far as frequency response, just a little, very little top-end boost, but it does a real good job, Roger.
Yeah, it sounds good. I'm using the MD100 mic with it, so that's what I'm using.
Roger, I started with that, and so I have quite a bit of stuff tied to the audio in. I start off with a homebrew condenser microphone into an ART preamp, into a 3rd octave equalizer, and then up to the tabletop with a 6-position rotary switch to select the radio, and a toggle on, toggle off talk. Then it is also we're doing the output of that radio into a mixer through a submixer that I have right in front of me here, right beside my talk button, so I can kind of trim the audio as conditions require. And then from the 990 RF-wise into the SB220, and then we go to a dipole antenna. Now this dipole antenna for 80 used to be a sloper that went to an 85-foot top of an 85-foot tree, and I never could tune it, So one day I woke up and I said, I am going to tune this antenna today, because I'd had great success with my 3 inverted Vs, working them down to a 1.01 to 1, all 3 of those, and so this one has just been a unfortunate situation. I couldn't tune it. So as I'm working on it, I make a mistake on my my tie wraps. I'm using 3 tie wraps and just not tightening them, but just loosely having them. And unfortunately, I lost connection with the support rope in the tree, and my antenna just fell on the roof. So it forced me to seek a new path, and so instead of being a sloper, it became more of a uniform to ground horizontal antenna running to about the second limb of that tree instead of to the top. And all of a sudden, then, when it is running mostly horizontal to the earth, I can tune it. It tunes like a conventional dipole antenna now. So that's one of the good graces, Roger.
Yeah, very good, Jim. Well, it sounds good here, so doing a great job. Yeah, we get a lot of wind over here, and when I have that antenna up at 120 feet on the feed point there, it's really hard to control. I actually have a pulley and a pallet that hangs down to keep it tight, and then I got a couple pulleys and springs on the other two corners there. So, but very good. All right, let everyone get back on here and say hello, and I'll be back on the side here. KD6BIS here near Santa Barbara.
Roger, now when you say 120 feet, you're not talking vertical, Roger?
Roger? What was that?
When you said 120 feet, you're not talking about vertical height, Roger. You're talking about length of antenna?
No, I'm talking about vertical height. Vertical height. I had to use a recurve bow and a spinning reel with a fishing line, and then another line, and then some good Kevlar rope with a pulley and two pulleys, and yep, that's how high it is. It's actually, right now, it looks like it's about 108 feet up there right now.
Roger, Roger. Now, what kind of a tree is that?
It's a eucalyptus tree. It's in Australia, I think they call it a gum tree.
Oh man, I'd love to see that. You don't happen to have a picture of that on QRZ, do you?
No, I'm not even on QRZ there yet. I tried the other day, but I'll have to do something. I'm not into social media except for the radio.
Oh, Roger that. But I mean, you got to be on QRZ.
I don't have to do anything.
Well, obviously. But you know, even I am, and you know, obviously, I've got a little promotion to go back to my Qso-Vlog page. Actually, my homepage, the radio story. But you know, at one point, QRZ got a lot more difficult to work with as far as acknowledging transmissions. You know, you had to do, I don't know, a bunch of stuff, and all your times had to jive with the other guys' times, and I never could get my times right. And these guys were always, you know, coming after me because they wanted the credits for the contact. And so, you know, now I realize that a lot of people are just, you know, they don't maintain their contacts. So I think that's what I've got to start doing.
Yeah, I don't QSL either. All right, I'll get back here on the side.
You got the Collins warmed up there, huh? Did you have to wait for that capacitor to charge?
No, actually, it's working quite well. I just fired it up, let it warm up, and it keyed. I didn't have to fart around with anything.
Yeah, when I was there the last time, weren't we just waiting for an old cap to charge or something?
No, I think it's those crossover cables, those RCA connectors they put in those Collins radios. So I've got a bunch of gold connectors I'm going to replace it with, you know, better ones. Those things are just pieces of crap. They're just riveted to the frame, you know, to the chassis, so that you can develop capacity, you know, resistance in that rivet and the base of the RCA connector. So it's complete garbage. So I'm going to get adventurous, and I'm going to replace them all. I already got the connectors here. I just got to put them in.
Oh yeah? Well, you going to drill the rivets out?
Oh yeah, I'll just file the heads off of this aluminum rivets. I just take a file and file the tops off of them and pop them through.
What if you used a little Dremel machine to sand those?
Yeah, patch cables, that's what I'm using. It's just the RCA females on the chassis are junk.
Oh, okay, gotcha, right on. So what, did you do anything exciting today, or was, you know, it was a little cooler today than yesterday, and we had some clouds that in the distance that knocked the sun down quite a bit for a few hours. How about over there?
Yep, same thing. All day was kind of patchy, and about 1 to 3 o'clock it was pretty clear, and then all the stuff come blowing over from your guys' house. And toward about 4 or 5 in the afternoon, it was coming in, and the sun was getting blocked, so we got out of the pool. So, but yeah, so it was kind of, you could feel the humidity. And it was over 100. It was supposed to be 107, but it was only 103 or something. But like yesterday, but more humidity because of the clouds.
Oh yeah. Do you have like a shade sail or something like that over the pool?
No, I've been thinking about putting up like a canopy. It's not a diving pool, so you ain't gonna hit it. It's just put a cover over it. Put up posts, 4x4s, plant 4x4s around it, and make an angled roof to the south, and roof it, tile it, or whatever, and whammo, make a little cabana-like thing.
Oh, that'd be cool. But aren't there times of year? Well, do you ever go in the pool where you're wanting the sun, or is that just too cold then altogether?
Sometimes, you don't go out there in the middle of the day when it's 400. I mean, you can, but you got to stay underwater a lot. I mean, it just gets blazing. So there's no kind of, maybe a net or something of that sort that I could portable put up, like a net you'd put over a hothouse or something like that. For plants, filter the sun.
KC9VKV.
He's got several of them, shade cloths, they call them shade sails or whatever, and we got them from Costco, and they already have, which is really nice, they already have rope on each corner, and, they did a good job. They're not going to rip out, so it beats the, getting something with eyes in it that tear out, but she's got them on her outside orchids, right there in the back on the lower tier thing. I don't know if it was up last time when you were out. Yeah, it was up. Yeah, it was up. And then in front sometimes we'll pull them. But that's what I was thinking, if you've got places to tie them off to.
KC9VKV. We're going to jump out, you guys. Sounding beautiful down here through the San Francisco SDR. Wonder if you might come back with the call signs and names again, please.
Want me to take it? This is Fred in Buckeye, Arizona. Kilo 6 Hotel Zulu Hotel.
Kilo 6. What was the rest?
Hotel Zulu Hotel. Kilo 6 Hotel Zulu Hotel.
Roger, Fred, and the other station?
Well, we've talked. This is Bob, N688.
He's signing off.
Okay, I didn't catch that. Okay, well, hey, thanks for chiming in, Jim, and saying hello from Kentucky. That was pretty cool. So, hopefully propagation will be good like that again next weekend. So, all right, man, KC9VKV I got here. So, all right, take it easy, N688.
Roger. Call is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor. Thanks, Bob. And I copy your call is N6ADA.
Roger.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? We get your call letter in there, so when we put our Qso-Vlog together.
Do you still have mine? Whiskey 6 Golf Echo Victor.
Whiskey 6 Golf what?
Whiskey 6 Golf Echo Victor.
Yeah, I had that before. What was the name again?
ERICK-W6GEV. Romeo, India, Charlie, Kilo.
Roger, Roger. Yes, I have that twice now. Sometimes I should have been a doctor. I can't read my own writing. Threes, you guys, it's been a pleasure on this end. And, you know, I think there is a phenomenon that communications on 80 meters at between midnight and 3 o'clock is possible in the 2,000-mile range. Roger?
Roger. Oh, no doubt about it. Yeah, we can hear especially AM, hear the broadcast coming in from Japan and Asia. But anyway, back to you guys. K68ZH.
Roger, Roger. Three's that away. We've enjoyed it, and we should have this posted up on our Qso-Vlog page in the next 2 or 3 days. If you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, that will bring up our Qso-Vlog page. Right at the top of the page, there's a list of all of our Qsos, about 190. Or 197, I think, now. And if you click on that, when it opens up, Art Bell will be at the top, Bob Heil will be second, and our Qso should be right there, right underneath that. Roger, Roger?
Roger. Roger, Roger, Jim. Thank you.
Roger, Roger. Threes, you guys have a good night, and catch you later. It's KC9VKV, Louisville, Kentucky. Clear.
What was it, a couple of months ago? But I couldn't get through to him. But anyway, good meeting you, good talking to you, and I have your video log on right now as we speak. Kilo 6 Hotel Zulu Hotel 73.
Roger, Roger. Threes that away. KC9VKV, clear.
Here on KE5GGY, clear 7-3, guys. And Jim, if you have a second, QSY to 3916, Roger.
That would be a big problem. I would have to retune my my SDR computer receiver. Roger?
Roger. No problem then. We'll talk another time. Hey, 7-3, guys. Sounding good in Texas. KE5GGY. Adios.
Well, listen, I can do that. Yeah, what is the frequency you want to go to?
3916.
Give me a couple of minutes and I'll be there.
Okay. All right. And guys, California sounding good. Good to hear you guys. KE5GGY.
Sounding good in Santa Barbara, KD6BIS.
Have a good day, Pete.